Howdy YouTube, and welcome to this episode of the Gunman. So today we've got another job in the garage here, ready to be started. So feels like it's been a while in between jobs, and it has, because after I got COVID, and I mentioned I got COVID a few videos back, I was like run down after work for a good sort of 6 to 8 weeks. So like I felt fine, I had no symptoms or anything, but I was just a little bit tired. So that's why I kind of put this job's actually been ready to come in for a while, but I was kind of putting it off. But either way, I'm back to being 100%. I am doing this job obviously after hours, while I do have a full-time job and on the weekends. So yeah, I'll give you guys a quick look at it. So basically what it is, we've got some faded paint. You know, it's not the worst thing, a pretty straightforward job really. So yeah, pretty heavily faded, but it's really not that big of a job to fix. So it's just started to fail up the top of that guard too. I've had a look at this guard here, and I might not end up having to paint this one, because you can have a look at it and it's not that bad. So I have told my friend, so this is a friend of mine's car, I've told him what we'll do, we'll paint it and then we'll give the whole car a cut and polish. And then I would actually like to give it a ceramic coating for him. And I've told him I'm going to get some of this spray wax for him, this SiO2 spray wax. And I've said, look, once a month, give it a go with the spray wax, and you should never have this kind of faded paint again. Like that's, yeah, if you look after your paintwork, it should last for a very long time. Even if you are parking it outside on the daily, as long as you wash it every week, as long as you wax it regularly, it should last for quite a while. Anyway, that aside, we also do have to paint these rails. So he's already had the roof done at a separate body shop, but as you can see up here, that's starting to go. He specifically said he wanted me to do that as well. I just decided to do these. He actually he wasn't too worried about them, but I'm just like, no, for what it's worth, it's here now. We may as well do it. Like you can see there, that's beyond a polish. And look, because we are painting it at home, I don't want to make the job any bigger than I have to, if you know what I mean. So what I've decided I'm going to do, it's not the sharpest of lines, but I'm going to cut in off this line and not put too much clear there. So I'll be able to sort of buff it in on that line. Because as I say, like less is better when you're painting at home. But I've got a good feeling about this one. I think it's going to come up okay, but it is going to take a little bit of polishing. So yeah, that's about it. As for the setup, I've done a little bit more installing of the plastic sheeting. I just went down to Bunnings Warehouse and got some more big tarpaulins or drop sheets, and I got a staple gun and just stapled up, as you can see there. Like most of the garage here is covered with plastic sheeting, so that's gonna help with a little bit of dust, hopefully. You know, it's early in the piece with me doing work in the garage, and I've got a feeling that I'm probably not going to ever do big jobs in here, you know what I mean? This is probably like the biggest I'll ever end up doing, and I'm not expecting that bonnet to look great off the gun, but I think we'll be able to polish it up to something that looks pretty good. Another thing I've done is that finally came in, and yeah, I ended up putting it up the top there. I don't know if that's going to be a good spot for it, but we'll find out. And the reason I actually put it up there is so that I could shunt the exhaust up through the roof. And another thing that I got was this. It's a charcoal filter, so I'm not sure how well it's going to do to remove the fumes, but fingers crossed that it's going to get rid of the worst of the fumes. Now, the main thing we really got to worry about is the clear coat stage. That's when you're going to have the most overspray going out and the most amount of fumes. So yeah, I don't know how many videos we're going to get out of this series, but this is part 1 obviously, and the first thing I'm going to do is start to take a few parts off. So I'll take this off. I actually think I might even take these headlight covers off. I might end up putting a coat of clear over those headlights as well, because they look like they've yellowed off a little bit, and they actually come up really nice with a coat of clear. But yeah, the first thing I'll do is I'll polish this guard to see how well it does come up, because what I noticed, I had my light here, it's like it's been done before or something, and it's gone a little bit white. Like, I don't know how well you guys can see that, but the color is sort of like gone a little bit milky. So what I'll do is I'll polish that up, see how it looks, and then that will let us know if we're gonna have to paint it or not. But you can see there from the bonnet to the guard, the color is a little bit different. So that's why I'm gonna have to have a look around, have a look here, have a look there, and decide where I'm gonna try and color match it to. Now, I'm lucky to work in a body shop, so I actually have this Spectro from work. So as always, I'll start off by giving all the panels a good clean down. Bit of alcohol-based cleaner there, methylated spirits we call it. So all I'm gonna prime is that. There was actually a little dent there, well, a reasonable sized dent there, and I'll be priming that boot spoiler as well, or the top section of the tailgate. I've decided that I'm going to paint this guard here as well. There was a bit of a blemish there that didn't polish out, so we may as well make it look nice for them. Now, the lighting's not the best down here, but it'll be enough for now. I do have some lights that I can bring down, or I've even got the head torch of mine, so it's not going to be our biggest issue at this point anyway. That'll do. I also just set up this dust extraction system now. May as well put that back there. I've got the right spot for everything. I always start off with a clean bench, and then by the end of the project it ends up becoming a bit of a mess, but I always do my best to keep it clean as I go, but it doesn't always work out like that, does it? So ideally I would actually have some coarser sandpapers, but I've had a look through my little boxes of tricks and all I've got is actually 320. That's the coarsest I've got on the orbital sander, so we'll just have to make do with that, but it should be fine. Like, yeah, as I said, like 240 or 180 would have been better to feather that kind of thing out, but it's all good. Just went around, put a bit of masking tape there. As you see there, I've got my vacuum cleaner set up. That's on an automatic mode, so when I turn that off, it turns off too. It runs on for a second just to clear the line, and then it turns off, as you can see. Yeah, that's a must-have, I reckon, especially working in the garage. To minimise the dust. You can see I don't have clouds of dust dirtying up my, well, spray booth, really, isn't it? You can see there really isn't much clear coat left at all there. It's actually quite comfortable to hold this thing. Like, it looks big and bulky, this orbital sander, but yeah, it feels better than it looks, put it that way. And it is, originally I thought it was going to be like a two-handed thing. When I first looked at it, I thought, you know, it was going to be heavier than what it actually is. And originally when you hold it off the panel, it does feel a bit heavy, but as soon as the panel sort of takes up half of the weight, it's not that bad. So I'm probably not going to prime this up tonight. I'm not that keen. It's about 7:30 or 8 o'clock already. I'll just get it ready and see how I'm feeling tomorrow night. I might throw some primer on it. Might just get it, as I say, get that repair on the guard done as well, maybe. So that's all the imperfections sanded out. Now what I've got to do is just go around the edges. So as it turned out, I noticed that this was not even the original paint. Like, the paint that failed was not the original paint. So this, you can see there, like, that's the original primer, That's the original clear, and then that's the second time it's been painted. So we're going to be doing this for a third time. But either way, that doesn't really matter. But it was actually the same deal with that the upper tailgate too. But this, what is it? I don't know. It's just something that I found there, and it's sandpaper. So all we really need to do for this stage here is just get all those edges, make sure that there's no shiny spots, because our paint's not going to stick to shiny paint. Our fresh primer is not going to stick to shiny paint. Quick run around those edges, and then that'll just be about ready to go. However, I did see a couple of, like there was a big stone chip there and a couple here and there, but yeah, making good progress. Alright ladies and gents, we're going to leave it at that for this video. Next week we're going to be picking straight up where this one left off from. So we're going to be getting into that repair. Hope you guys have been enjoying this series. I probably won't bother doing an intro or an outro of every single video in the coming series, but there's going to be, I would say, minimum 3, possibly even 5 or 6 by the time we do all the primer work and polishing as well. So if the videos do kind of cut off abruptly, just wait for next week. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and rest assured there's plenty more to come. I'd like to say a big thanks to everyone for watching, and if you'd like to support the channel further, you're more than welcome to go over and check out some of the merchandise we've got. My personal favourite is those spray suits, so they're a good quality Colad branded spray suit with the Gunman logo on it. There's also hats, drink coolers, hoodies and t-shirts, so be sure to go over and check out the link in the description if you are interested.